Good morning, everyone. We can go ahead and get started. So welcome to our Coursera for Campus program onboarding webinar today, where we'll take you through some helpful tips for how to get started with the Coursera platform. My name is Chris. I'm with our customer marketing team at Coursera, and I will be your host today. And I'm joined by several members of our Coursera team. Today, joining me, you have Shika, who is with our implementation team. She'll be here to help answer questions throughout today's webinar. Amandeep, who's with our customer success team, will also be available to answer questions, as well as will be presenting some helpful tips on how to build a successful program today, as well as Needy, another one of our implementation managers who will be leading today's demo and bringing her expertise to show you how to use the Coursera platform. Before we officially get started, wanted to touch on a couple of important housekeeping items. First, wanted to just let everyone know that today's webinar is being recorded, and that means that we'll be able to share out this recording with you shortly after today's presentation. We'll send that out to anyone who registered for this email, so keep an eye out for that recording, and please feel free to share that with any of your colleagues that you think may benefit from the session. Secondly, one of our biggest and most important goals today is to make this an interactive session today. So we are here to answer questions, help you, give you any tips throughout. You will find a Q&A box either at the top or the bottom of your screen in Zoom. Click that Q&A box and you can ask questions anytime throughout today's webinar. Our team is here to help answer your questions. We'll also leave time for questions at the end, and we'll answer some questions live, either the ones we don't get to or new ones that come up at the very end. And last but not least, before we officially dive in, just wanted to highlight that there will be a few poll questions today. Those polls will pop up on your screen. You'll have around 40 seconds to share your thoughts, and then we'll share out those responses with everyone so we can all see how each other are thinking and working through this time. So without further ado, I will jump into our demo today. We've got kind of a 6-part agenda today. We'll take just a couple minutes, give you a quick overview of the Coursera for Campus initiative. Then Needy will run us through a variety of demos today to show you the admin and learner experience, the content curation, as well as a variety of resources that we have available to help make this program successful for you. And then Amandeep will take you through an overview of how to ensure program success. And then last, as I mentioned earlier, we'll leave a few minutes at the very end for questions. So that brings us to our first poll question of the day, just a little bit of an icebreaker. I'm going to go ahead and launch that on our screen. And we just love to get your thoughts. What are you hoping to learn today? We have a few different options here, including invite your students, access to reporting analytics, manage curriculum, branding your program, messaging learners, and then making students aware of the program. So another 30 seconds. I see we've had a couple of votes so far. We'd love to get a few more. Share your thoughts, and then we'll share out those results on the screen. Okay, just last call for votes. 5 more seconds here. Okay. I'm going to share those results on the screen. Managing curriculum, far and away by a little bit, the most in-demand item today, and then very closely followed by access to reporting analytics and making students aware of your program. So that's fantastic. All great topics. We will make sure to touch on those in extra detail today. Thank you for sharing. So a little bit about what this program is. We launched this program right at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in early March with the goal of driving on our mission to give access to everyone in need around the world to quality education. So we're providing any college or university impacted by the coronavirus access to almost our entire course catalog at no charge. And what does that look like? So you get access to 3,800 courses, 270 guided projects, and 400 specializations. Again, that's almost our entire catalog. Each university can get up to 5,000 licenses, and we recently extended our date. So all institutions can enroll students, and those students can enroll in courses through September 30th. anyone that enrolls in a course by September 30th will have 2 months to complete those courses. And then you do get access, which Nidhi will take you through today, to our robust platform that allows you to easily manage your learning program. Most of those features are available, including, with the exception of a couple, which would be single sign-on and private authoring. And just a quick overview of what we provide as part of Coursera for Campus. So you get access to, or your students get access to job relevant courses and credentials. So as part of this, we have a variety of pre-built curations for some of the most in-demand domains in the world that are ready for your students to build those job critical skills and be job ready. Of course, you get access to world-renowned professors and universities from all around the globe. And then you get ability, and Amandeep will walk you through some of these options later in the presentation today, but you get that ability to integrate courses into your curriculum for credit, not for credit, depending on the types of options that you pursue, and we're here to help you, guide you through that. And so with that, I will pass it on to Nidhi, who will walk you through the admin and learner experience and do the demo today.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'll be walking you through the entire platform. What are the capabilities that you have as an admin? Let me start with sharing my screen. Yeah. So what I'm showing today, right now at this point in time, is the admin portal. So we'll speak about how a student from your university, when he or she is invited to the platform, how the learner experience looks like, and how you as faculty or administration can handle the student invitations and can handle the curriculum. So you would have received a link similar to this one for your university to your specific portal, and you would see that your portal is customized. You will have the university name here, and once you enter this portal through the link, you will see multiple tabs and multiple features. Let me walk you through these one by one. So first of all, we are here on the home tab, and in the home tab we have a quick summary of the learning that is happening in the organization or in the institution. First, we have two different dashboards. The first one is a summary dashboard, and it has various important matrices that you can report and track in terms of what is the learning, how many hours are being spent by the students learning on the platform. So first one is enrollments, which is the total number of courses enrolled by all your students who are a part of the learning program. So this matrix gets updated every 2 hours, and this will tell you that the number of students who are already a part of this program, how many courses they have enrolled into. Second matrix is the learning hours. It tells you the total number of hours your students have spent till now learning on the Coursera platform. And third matrix is the lessons taken. It tells you in Coursera, we have a modular structure where each course is divided into weeks, and then each week will have different items. Those could be videos, readings, quizzes, different types of assessments. Each of those items are called lessons. As and when a student completes a lesson, this matrix gets updated. Again, it gets updated in every 2 hours, and this number keeps on increasing. Currently, you see all the numbers are 0 because it's a demo platform, and that's what we are showing you. But as and when your students keep on learning, you will see these numbers increasing. The fourth matrix is the average course rating. Once a learner completes a course on the platform, they are asked to rate the course and also give a feedback to the instructor. So whatever feedback and rating they give to the instructor, the average of that rating appears on this platform. So this is an overall summary. Now, if we move forward, we have another funnel shaped dashboard which tells you the engagement of the learners with the platform. So let's get started with this. There are different numbers that you are seeing here. The number here tells you the total number of licenses that you have as a university. So if you had requested for say 2000 licenses, so this number would be 2000. And this is the number which tells you the invitation sent. So in the platform, you have the capability to invite your students. As and when you keep sending those invites, this number will keep on increasing, and it will tell you that okay, you have sent these many invitations. And out of these invitations sent, 22 people were invited. 6 of them have joined and accepted your invitation. So that is why this is a funnel shaped chart. And as and when the learners join, the remaining licenses will keep on decreasing. As you can see, we had 100 total licenses, 6 people have joined. So 94 licenses are remaining. Now, after these are the people who have joined the learning program. Now, the next matrix is how many of them have actually gone ahead and enrolled in at least one course. So this will be the number of learners who are enrolled in at least one course, which means that they have actually started learning. And as you can see, there are these matrices, which is basically the people who have not accepted the invitation yet. So this number is 16. And the number of learners who have not enrolled in any course yet, in this case the number is 6. Now there are some quick controls by which you can send reminders to these set of learners, and we'll talk about how you can send those reminders at a later point. But these are some quick communication strategies that you can use to basically nudge your learners to make sure that they accept the invitation and then they finally enroll in at least one course and begin learning on the platform. So these were the two overview dashboards. We'll now move forward, and once you move forward, you will see the learning programs for your organization. Currently for this offering, we set a one standard learning program for each university, and you can read about learning programs by clicking on this. The idea of a learning program is to basically create set of learners for your, basically if you have different departments, then you might have different learning programs for each of these, and then give personalized recommendations to your each category of learners. Currently, as I mentioned, we have set a standard learning program for any university requesting for the access. Now let's go into the program view. As you can see, this matrix is basically what we were seeing on top. In this particular program, we have 22 learners who were invited. 6 of them have joined and none of them have enrolled in a course as of now. Now, if I click on this blue box, anywhere on this blue box, I enter the program view, and this is the most important view that you need to pay attention to. And here you will see how you can brand your program, how you can manage your curriculum, and how you can invite your students. So let's go through these one by one. So right now I'm on the program home tab, and in this tab you will again see a quick summary. You will see that there are 6 learners who have joined this program as of now, and there are 4,200 plus courses which are present in this program in the catalog piece. Now, as we move forward, you will see this is the same chart that we saw in the home tab. The difference would be, if you have 4 to 5 programs, this view will be program specific, and what you saw in the home tab was a cumulative view of all your programs. That's the difference. So if you see 4 to 5 programs, home will give you a cumulative of all that. Again, the numbers and the matrices are similar, so I won't go into these details again. Let's go to the program settings tab. This is where you can brand your program and basically make it more customized and uh, make it more personalized for your students. You can come here and change the program name. You can make it, put your university name, or maybe make it for an MBA. If you are targeting the MBA students, you can make this program for the MBA students. So this name can be changed. You can also change the tagline, and then you can also put up a banner image, probably with your organization's or institution's logo, to make it more personalized for your learners. Let me show you how it looks like for the learners. You need to click on this button called Preview Program. Once you click here, you will see how your student is able to see this platform. As you can see, the name is coming here, Coursera for Universities. Then there is a tagline, Start Learning on Coursera, which you can definitely change. And what you see right now, this is a default banner, and you can put your own image, probably with some logo of the right hand side on the left, or the left hand side of your specific university. So this is how you can brand it. Let's go back. Now we have discussed the branding. Now let's come to the part how we can invite the students and how we can track their progress. So you need to go to the tab called Manage Learners. Once you click here, you will see that there are multiple options here. Let's start with invite learners. So there are different methods by which you can invite your students to your specific learning program. Once you click on this button, you will see two options. One of them is this invite learner, where you need to provide very simple details, the full name of the learner, email ID, and the external ID. While name and email are mandatory fields, external ID is an optional field. This is basically a unique identifier for your learners. So if you have any admission number or maybe any specific identifier that you give to each student, you can put it here, or else you can also leave it blank. So I can put in my details and then just click on continue. Once you click on continue, you will be asked to you will be asked whether you want to send an invitation to the learner or not. Once you click on send invitation, this will basically trigger an invitation email to the student's email ID. I'll quickly show you. So this is the email that the student will receive as soon as you click on the button send invitation. So that's how these systems are linked. This is one way to invite your students, but we do understand that given that you will have a long list of students to be invited, inviting them one by one is not very feasible. So you can use the another option, which is called send bulk invitations. Once you click on this box, template with the students details filled in that. And how the CSV template looks like, you can download the template here. I'll quickly show you. Again, very simple and just simple details, 3 columns, full name, email ID and external ID. Again, external ID is optional. You can leave it blank, but please don't delete the header name. Keep the headers of the columns in the same sequence and then fill in the details. Say you have 50 or 100 students, just fill in their details, download it as a CSV file, and then go back to the system and upload it here. Once you upload it and click on send invitation, it will trigger email invitations to all the students that you have put in that list. So this is another way which most of our universities use to invite their students. Now, there's third method to invite your students as well, and that is called the domain whitelisting option. If you see here towards the right hand side, there is an option called edit domain whitelist. What this means is basically if you are using an official email address or a domain for all your students, you can whitelist that domain. As you can see, as an example, we have like just whitelisted a few sample domains like abc.edu.in. So you just need to click on this plus symbol, put in your domain, say xyz.org.in. I'm just giving any sample domain and click on continue. That domain will get added to your list, and in this case, please note that no invitation will go out to the students, but you will have to share this program link with the students. So this is the program link. You need to share it with your students. Maybe you can send them emails outside of the platform and tell them that this is the link you have to join the program. So any student or any faculty member having an email with that domain will be able to join your program. So in case you want to limit the access, we would not recommend using this. But if you want to give it to all your campus students, this is a very efficient method to invite all of them. So these are all the methods to invite your students, and I already showed you how the email looks like. And now let's see what are the different student details we are able to see here in terms of their progress. So as you can see, there are different filters available here which are based on the learner population. Currently it is filtered on join this program, which means all the students who have accepted your invitation and joined this program will be available in this list, and you can see different details about them. What is the learner name, email, when was the invitation sent to them, when were they last active on the platform, and what is their status. The status can have 3 values: active, which means they access the platform in the last 30 days, inactive, which means they did not come to the Coursera platform in the last 1 month, and at risk, which means they have not accessed the platform in the past 90 days. And you can also see which courses they are enrolled into. For example, if I click on any of the user's name, in this case, this person does not have any enrollment, but let me take another example. So if I go here and I click on this learner's name, I can also see when this person enrolled in this particular course, when was this person active on the course, how much progress this person has made, and what is the status. So if I as a learner have enrolled into 10 courses, all the 10 courses will be listed here, and you can see what is the progress I've made in each one of these. So these are the details that are available to you. The column option that you see here, once you click, you can basically select what is the information that you want to see on the main dashboard. You can also select that. Now, say I want to filter on some other category, maybe the category of learners who were invited but they did not join the program. So I click on this, invited but not joined. So I get the list of students who were invited but they did not see the email maybe and have not joined yet. And what you can do is you can basically select all these learners, and there are three options. Maybe you want to remove their invitations, you have given them enough time but they did not join, so you can remove if that is required. Or maybe you can send them a nudge if you think that they might have missed the email. You can basically click on send message, it will take you to the messages tab, and I'll show you how you can create that email on the platform itself and then send the email to all these learners. Or you can download their information in a CSV format and maybe send the communication through any external channel that is more popular in your campus. So these are the different options that are available to you. Let's quickly see how the send message option looks like. And this is a very important feature on the platform where the communication is integrated in the platform itself. And a lot of you also mentioned that you want to create awareness amongst the student around this program. So basically this is the feature that you can use to inform your learners, to nudge your learners, or maybe to congratulate your learners, those who have completed any course in the last 30 days. This is something that you can do. So now when I clicked on send message, this is the page that I land onto. I can see that the audience of this message is the people who were invited but they did not join the learning program. I can also see the recipient list to whom this email is going forward to. Now, we have already created a sample email for you, but definitely we have left space for you to customize the email. The subject here is your invitation is here. Please feel free to edit the subject, whatever you think will resonate more with your students. And then you have the message content, which you can easily change. And you can also put your message and basically just customize it your way. We also have a call to action, join now, which basically means the action that we want the students to take is finally go ahead and join this program. And we strongly encourage you to also add your reply to email address. This will encourage the students to basically reply to you if they are facing any challenge in basically accepting the invitation. So they will have a way to reach out to you. So please do include your email address. Then you can preview the message. What is the email that will go out to these 16 learners? And if you have decided that the email looks good, you just need to click on hit send. So this is how you will send the communication to this specific set of learners. So now we have discussed how we can nudge the learners, how we can track the progress of the learners through this page. Let's go to the catalog piece, which is another important part of the demo, and that's the top priority for most of the faculty members here, that how do you manage the curriculum. As Chris mentioned in the beginning, we have 3,800 plus courses which are being offered for free to all your students. So the entire catalog is anyway added to your programs. But now 3,800 courses might be very overwhelming for your students and they might not know where to start from. And that is why we recommend you create collections for your students. A collection on Coursera platform is basically a group of courses. It could be based on a particular skill domain. It could be based on, say, their subjects. For MBA students, if finance is one of their subjects or digital marketing is one of their subjects, you can create collections based on that. Our team has created collections already for you, which are based on some of the skill areas which are trending. For example, advanced data science, machine learning, agile and product management. And our skills transformation team has already recommended a set of 4 to 5 best courses or most popular courses on our platform. You can choose to continue with these collections and ask your students to select based on which skill they are interested in developing, or you can create your own collection. It's very easy. You just need to click on this button, add collection, and probably say if you want to name it something like this, mandatory courses, for whichever this learner group is, first year students. So something on these lines. You can also put the description stating that these are the courses that you need to take before this semester ends, or whatever date you want to put. You can give this description and just hit create collection. Once you hit on this collection will get created. In this case, it will come towards the end. And now this collection has been created. We need to start adding the courses. So once you to do that, you just need to click on the button add content, and the entire catalog will come in front of you. If you already have a course in mind, you can just put the name of the course. For example, if I want this course AI for everyone, I can just search for it, and then you just need to select and then click on add courses. Once you do that, this course will get added to the collection. As you can see, this course is now added to the collection. There is some quick information also available to you. For example, how many learners have enrolled into this course and how many of them have completed the course. Now, if you want to delete the course, you can do that. If you want to move this course to some other collection, you can do that as well. And if you want to delete the collection altogether, you just need to click on this button and you can completely delete this collection. Maybe if the semester is over and now you want to give next recommendations, you can just delete this and add another collection. And you can also change the name of, you might want to continue but you want to change the name and the description of the collection, you can do that as well. And if you want to shuffle these collections, maybe you want to put your collection on top, you just need to click on these 3 lines and then you can shuffle the collections. And I'll quickly show you how this appears for your students. Again, click on preview program, and as you can see, this is how the collections will appear. We had the coronavirus collection on top, and there were 4 courses or 6 courses. So these courses are coming up on top. Then we have a collection on advanced data science, machine learning, and this makes it easier for the student to search for uh, courses based on the skill domains that they are interested in. Hence, we highly recommend all the faculty members to use this feature and go ahead and create the collections which you think would be most relevant for your students. Now, we have covered most part of the admin platform, basically how you manage everything and track the student progress. There are some important reports that I want to talk about, because as faculty, you would be interested in seeing what are my students learning, how many courses they have completed, what is the grade that they have got in each of the course. So these details are available in our usage report. You can see I came back to the home tab and there is an option email usage report. Once you click on this option, an email will be sent out to your email ID, and the email will contain 3 reports. I'll walk you through these one by one. The first report is the membership report. The membership report contains a high-level overview of each learner. This is a sample report. You can see that if I have 11 learners, I have their details, name, email ID. If you have already filled the external ID, that will pop up here, which program they are a part of. And then you will also see how many courses each student has enrolled into and how many of them they have already completed. The third, this column member state, is basically the status of the student, and it can have 3 values. Member means they have accepted the invitation and they are a part of the program. Invited means they were invited but they have not yet accepted the invitation. And deleted member means the learner was removed from the learning program. So these are the 3 status. And then you will also see details like when did they join, when was the invitation sent to them, and when were they last active on the platform. This is the membership report. Now the more granular report is the usage report. Usage report gives you details about each course a learner has enrolled into. For example, as maybe if I have enrolled into say 4 courses, so I will have 4 rows here. Learner 1, what is my email, external ID, and then what are the 4 courses that I've enrolled into, which university these courses are being offered by, when did I enroll in the course, when was I last active on the course, what is the overall progress, this is in percentage, how much of the course I've already completed, and how much time did I spend on the course, so how many learning hours I have spent, have I completed the course or not, this is a yes or no flag. And another important column for you would be the course grade. If I've completed the course, what is the grade that I have scored in that particular course, and when did I complete the course. So this information, granular level information, is available to you in the usage report. So that's about the reporting piece. There is also a third report called the specialization report. In the specialization report, the information or the columns are similar, but specialization is basically another type of stackable content on Coursera, which is a group of courses meant towards developing one particular skill. We have more than, I think, 400 plus specializations on our platform. And if a learner has enrolled in a specialization, you will see the details here, which specializations they have enrolled into, have they completed it or not, and what is the score that they have received in that particular specialization. So this information is available in the specialization report. There's another report which is called the gradebook. The gradebook can be obtained by clicking on this option, export gradebook, and it will ask you which program gradebook you want to download. You can just select, okay, I want the gradebook for this particular program, and click on send. And again, you will receive an email in which the gradebook will be there, and you can download it. Basically, the gradebook is a very, very granular report in which you can see each attempt of the learner, which means that if a course has 5 quizzes or 5 different type of assessments, each you can see the grades of each of those assessments, and say if I took 2 attempts to complete that particular assessment, you will be able to see that what is the grade that I scored in first attempt, what is the grade that I scored in the second attempt. So this level of granular detail is available to you in the grade book. So this is mostly about the reporting piece and how you can track the progress. Now there are some very small features that are also in terms of very important for you, basically in terms of administration. So I go to the users tab. Please don't worry about the contracts tab. This is an internal tab and it will not be visible to you. If I go to the users tab, you will see that I have 2 links. One is learner, other is administrators. Learner is basically again the list of all your learners who are present across all your programs. This is the same view. The difference being this is a cumulative of all your programs. And again, you can filter your learners, you can send messages or download the details of the learners from this view. Now administrator is basically where you can add more people if you want to take help from other faculty members and you want to make them as admins. You can put their email ID and click on add administrator. We have 2 different levels of administration available to you. One is org level admin, which means that this person will be able to see all the programs that are there under your university. And the second is program level admin, which means that this person will only be responsible for one program. They will not see the other learning programs. For example, if I click on add administrator and put my email ID, it will ask me which program I want to add this person to. So if I select this person will only have access to the Coursera for Universities program. So that's the administration piece, how you can add more admins. The third tab is the messages tab, and I think we have mostly covered this in the previous discussion as well. So there are some messages that are triggered from the platform itself, and these are automated messages. You can see a list here. We do send weekly reminders to learners who have not joined the program yet. So for 2 weeks, reminder is sent to the learner to join the program, and also to those people who have not enrolled in a course yet. So these are automated. And over and above this, if you want to send any sort of communication to nudge your learners, to encourage your learners, you can go ahead and use this option called create a message. Again, choose the category of your learners. Maybe you want to congratulate high performers. These would be the people who have completed at least one course in the last 30 days. Select this category or write a custom message, and that will be similar to what I showed you. The message would be there. You can edit it, preview it, and then send it across. All the messages that you would have sent in the past would be listed here. As you can see, if I've sent any message in the past, the list will come up here that these messages were sent by this admin on this date. So this detail is available to you. The last but not the least is the analytics tab. This is a very important tab where you will be able to see a lot of important dashboards based on skills. Uh, and this can help you have a discussion with your senior leadership in terms of what are the skills that your students are developing. Are they progressing in the right direction? For the purpose of this demo, I will not go into very much details of all these dashboards. I'll only cover a few important ones. The first one is the learner feedback dashboard, which a lot of universities use to find their ambassadors. Basically, you can see what is the rating that the students are providing to each of the courses. So you can see that 414 learners have given 5-star rating to the course. And if you scroll down, you can also see subjective feedback that they have given to the instructor of the course. So how we have seen universities using this is they basically see, okay, this student has really liked the course and this is one of my priorities also. So I will ask the student if he or she wants to share their learner story, and then you can create a learner story around it and share it with all your other students to encourage them to enroll in that particular course, or maybe to encourage them to begin learning. So that's how you can use the information here. Now, there are other dashboards as well. One is the skills development dashboard, and in this, you can also see that what are the different skills that your students are developing. We have categorized the skills into 3 big categories: business, tech, and data science. And in Coursera, we have 4 proficiency levels called conversant, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And you will be able to see that, okay, in communication, how many learners or students do I have who are at a conversant level? How many of them are at a beginner level, intermediate, and advanced? And similarly, you can see this for all the skills. And maybe you see that a lot of my students are lagging in machine learning skill. They are still at conversant level, but I want to push them to be at an advanced level. So maybe you can change your course recommendations and maybe give them more machine learning courses so that they get to an advanced level in that particular skill. So that's how you can use this information. And there's another dashboard that I wanted to cover, which is the mastery dashboard. In the mastery dashboard, it's a time based graph where you will be able to see that how many students were at a intermediate or advanced level when you begin this program. So in this case, there were 5 students who were at a intermediate or advanced level. We are only considering 2 levels here in October. And then as we are progressing, you can see that the number of students at an advanced or an intermediate level are increasing. So this could be a good encouragement for your students as well, and good point to maybe show it to your senior leadership as well. So these are about the dashboards. Now, another important thing which is also a part of this demo is how do you seek support if you're facing any challenge. Where do you go to? So there are multiple options where you can seek support. One is the organization help center. If you click on this, you will land into our organization help center. It has different articles about how do you manage your learners. All what we spoke about is available here. It has recordings of the previous webinars, and you can see it here and use it to your advantage. And the second option that you have is the administrator guide. The guide was sent to you along with the launch email, and we'll be resending it again. So you can use that guide. All the information is documented on how to use the portal. Similarly, for learners, we also have a learner help center, which they can access by just clicking on their profile and going to the learner help center. The learner help center will have details around how to set up the account, how to enroll, all this information is available to your students here. So they can access this. Please encourage them to use this platform. And similar to the admin guide, we also have a learner guide, which we have shared with you already. Please do send across the learner guide to your students, and it will help resolve a lot of their queries. It has information on how do they access, how do they enter, how do they create an account. All that information is available to the students. So that's how you seek support, through the help centers, through the guides. And we also have a form link which my colleague will be sharing on the chat. You can use that form link for any specific request, and our learner support team will get back to you. So that's how you seek support. Lastly, just quickly, I'll cover how your students will experience it. Now, just think of it from a learner perspective. Now we are switching to the learner side, not the admin bit. If a student receives this email, all they have to do is they click on join now. Once they click on join now, they will be redirected to the program. In this case, I already have a Coursera account and I'm logged in, so I directly get a button join program. But in case of your students, they will have to create an account first and then they will be able to join. So once you click on join program, the students will see two tabs, my courses and catalog. Obviously my courses is blank right now because I'm not enrolled in any courses. I go to the catalog piece, and then I see, okay, these are all the collections that are available to me. Maybe I choose to do this course. I click on the course. I just read about the course, what is the description, what is the syllabus. If I'm interested, I need to click on enroll for free. Once I click on enroll for free, then I immediately get a button called go to course, which means I can begin learning. And as I mentioned, the course is divided into different weeks. Each week will have videos, readings, which the student will have to complete. And as and when they complete this, these things will start becoming green, which means I've completed this particular piece. The students can also access all their grades here. They will be able to see what is the grade that they have achieved in each of the assessment that they have completed as part of this course, and what is their final grade. So all that information is available to the students, and this is how they can basically begin learning on Coursera. And another important feature is the discussion forums that they can use. This is a forum where all the global learners who are taking this course at this point in time discuss various topics, discuss the content if they have any doubts, and hence your students can also take help from a huge learner database and then basically solve their content related doubts here on the discussion forums. So that's about it. We have covered most of the part. There's another important feature. Last thing on the demo is the guided projects. Guided projects is another very new and very important type of content that Coursera has launched. And these are simple hands-on learning courses, very short, 1 or 2 hour long courses that a student can take. And as you can see, I'll just quickly show you. If I come to the platform, I can also just browse for the guided project. So if you just go here and search for, say, rhyme, this is the platform where all the guided projects are just give me a second. Yeah, as you can see, all the guided projects will appear here. These are the projects for hands-on learning, where basically how it appears is the student will have a window where on the left hand side there's a cloud desktop where they can actually go ahead and perform the activity, and on the left hand side a video will be playing where the instructor will guide them on what are the next steps they need to take. So just simple things, if they want to learn how to use Google spreadsheet, how to use Tableau, so all these things, or how to create a chart on Google spreadsheet. So all these simple but quick technical tasks can be learned through the guided projects, and we have 270 plus guided projects on the platform right now. So while you're curating your content, we would definitely encourage you to include some guided projects on different tools that we have, like TensorFlow, Google Sheets, for your students to take up. Okay, that's all from my side. I'll stop sharing now and pass it on to Chris.
Thank you, Nidhi. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break here and do our next poll question, which I will be pulling up on the screen here in just a second. So we'd love to hear from you. What type of students or what type of activities are you doing to keep your students engaged in learning at this time? We'd love to hear what type of marketing you are doing to reach your students digitally during this time where many of us are away from schools. Fantastic. See a number of votes coming through. So we'll give another 15 to 20 seconds to share your thoughts, and then we'll share that out with everyone. Okay, 10 more seconds, last chance to vote. Okay. So we have a tie, very in line with what we're seeing and what we're doing at Coursera as well. But email and webinars or virtual events leading the pack here, and followed not so closely, but right behind them with website or mobile app messaging, as well as blogs and social. Those who have other ways, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the chats as well. And that question transitions us perfectly to our next resource, which I'm going to go through very quickly here, just in the spirit of time. But we have a student marketing kit that we've pulled together. The student marketing kit was shared with you in the initial invitation email or confirmation email that you would have received from us. We will also include a link to this kit in the follow-up email to this webinar, so no worries if you cannot find that email. It is also available on our Enterprise Help Center that Nidhi shared with you earlier. But what is this marketing kit? So we heard from many of our university partners that they need some guidance and tools and help to reach their students and drive engagement with Coursera. So we've pulled together our best practices and put together a few helpful assets to share Coursera with both your students as well as your faculty. And what this kit includes is 5 easy to use email templates that you can plug and play with email headers. It includes some collateral, some short slide decks, and some social media posts that you can use or use parts of as well. This also comes with a helpful guide, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples of that in just a second here that enables you to have some tips and tricks and reasons why we've pulled together different assets to help you deploy your marketing programs. So here's one of the examples from our guide. This is one of our emails, one of those 5 emails. You'll notice that we include an email header as well as suggested copy. We give you some tips on when to send it, who to send it to. This is, of course, a program launch email, so it is relevant to everyone. This email, while we call it a program launch, could also be used at the midpoint of your program just because it's a great refresher on what Coursera is and what you get when you sign up. One quick call out with any of these email templates, we have built these to use right out of the box, but a simple personalization, one sentence at the beginning to talk about your institution and your learning goals that makes it feel personal to your student always helps drive deeper engagement. Another example of what we included, some digital signage. This can be used as a single slide, a printout in in-person times, as well as something that you can include in an email just to talk a little bit about what Coursera is and the benefits of learning on the platform. And then an example of slides, we actually have a couple different short slide decks. Each is 5 or 6 slides in length. That just provides a quick overview of what Coursera is. So if you're hosting a virtual event or a student forum and you just want to give a quick overview about Coursera and encourage folks to sign up, we've got some short slides. We've also got a set that faces faculty as well. So if you want to share it with your fellow faculty, we have a slide deck that helps understand that value of Coursera as well. And now that we've gone through some of the resources, we've shared the Help Center, we've shared the Student Awareness Kit, and a few different pieces today. We'd just love to get your thoughts on which ones of these are most useful. It also helps us understand where to invest in more resources in the future. So we've launched that question. Pretty easy to answer this one, just 4 answers: Help Center, Student Awareness Kit, webinars like today, as well as the onboarding guides. We'll do another 20 seconds or so. We'll move through this one quick to get to Amandeep and the very important success section of our webinar. Okay, last chance to vote, 5 more seconds here. Okay, I'm gonna share those results on the screen. Great to see a lot of support for the Student Awareness Kit as well as live and recorded webinars, but great votes for the Help Center and the onboarding guides as well. Glad to see these items are useful. And keep an eye out for links to all of these items in the follow-up email to this webinar with the recording. And now I will pass it on to Aman, who will walk you guys through our final section today in the last 10 minutes of how to ensure success of your program.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. My name is Amandeep, and I'm part of the customer success team here at Coursera, where I essentially work with both our university customers as well as our corporate customers to ensure their Coursera program is successful. Today, I'm going to be giving you some pointers on how to ensure success of your Coursera program. So really the starting step is to identify your use case on how you're planning to integrate Coursera into your curriculum. And basis our work with multiple universities, not just in India, but across the world. What we've seen is 3 typical use cases that where universities or campuses use Coursera for. 2 of them are a for credit use case, while a third is a not for credit use case. If I talk about the for credit use case, we've seen universities augment their current degree offerings to either a standalone model or a blended model. And both of these use cases are, like I mentioned, for a for credit offering in which you either use a full Coursera course or modules from multiple Coursera courses and then blend them into your faculty taught curriculum. The third use case is a multidisciplinary learning approach. Again, this is a not for credit use case where students essentially take career skills augmenting courses to enable job readiness and learn emerging technologies or also enhance their soft skills. An example of this would be, let's say, an advanced Excel skills course. Once you've sort of decided the use case for Coursera, it's a simple 5-step process to running a successful program. The first is, really ensuring that your learning goals and use case are communicated to both students and faculties across campus. The second is curating well, right? And even though Coursera, and like Nidhi showed you in the demo, Coursera has created some learning pathways, we highly recommend faculty to curate as per their curriculum. What we've seen is that students always do better when there is clear guidance. And because this step is really important, we'll talk a little bit more about this in the subsequent slide. Third, the Coursera platform is designed to ensure a smooth learning navigation. But one thing that you need to understand is that a lot of your students are sort of learning online for the first time. So they will have a lot of questions. Make sure to circulate all the relevant guides and resources that both Nidhi and Chris showed you, so that it becomes easier for all your students. The fourth step, which is again extremely important, is ensuring that you send out enough invitations. Now, again, basis our experience of working with multiple universities and colleges, our guidance is that you should send out at least 1x to 1.5x of the total number of licenses that you've been allocated. So for example, if you've been allocated 5,000 licenses, our guidance is that you should send out at least 5,000 to 7,500 invitation emails. And finally, the last step is just ensuring that you continue to celebrate small milestones for learners, such as those who are sort of completing early courses or somebody who's doing multiple courses. What we've seen is that this not only motivates them, but also boosts enthusiasm for all other learners. Now, remember how I said that curating well and mapping Coursera courses to your curriculum is the most important step for a faculty. This is an example of how Coursera approaches skill plannings at 3 different levels. The first is really mapping courses by your core skills, and this could be by school or by stream. So let's say you're a business school, you could then run it that way, or if you're an engineering school, you could run it by streams such as mechanical, civil, electrical. The idea is that create different learning pathways for different streams. The second is really building out future skills. Again, because Coursera works with a lot of corporates across the world, we know the skills that industry is demanding, and we can sort of help your students build those type of skill sets that ultimately help them with job readiness. And these includes, taking courses in emerging tech areas like AI, machine learning, blockchain, etc. Finally, the third level is really building out job ready skills such as a data scientist or a digital marketer, which are in huge demand in the industry. Again, because we work with a lot of corporates and with industry, we know what, sort of courses and skills map towards these job roles, so that your students can sort of start taking them in campus itself. However, we do understand that most universities need a better solution to map Coursera courses, especially for their core skills. And this is why we recently launched Course Match, which is our machine learning solution that automatically matches a university's on-campus curriculum to the relevant Coursera course. Now, this solution has already matched more than 2.6 million on-campus courses across 1,800 schools. And as an example, what you can see on your screen is how we've sort of mapped the AICT curriculum for computer science engineering to Coursera courses. So you have the on-campus courses, and then we sort of match relevant Coursera courses and assign them a relevance score. Now, one thing to call out here is that this will not be 100% accurate solution, but it's a good starting point. And in case this is of interest to you and you want to get your university curriculum map, you could visit the website that's mentioned below, which is coursera.org/campus-course match. And you could then send across your curriculum in a CSV format to coursematch@coursera.org. Finally, once that you've done all this, what does a successful program really look like, right? What in our experience, we've seen that a successful program is really characterized by three different things. One is high utilization. So if you're seeing that more than 70% of your licenses are being utilized within the first 30 days of launch, then it means you're on track to running a successful program. The other is really metrics around strong learner engagement in terms of learner ratings and the number of learning hours that are spent on Coursera. And again, as admins, you can track both of these on the admin platform. So if you're seeing typical learner ratings of 4.3 and above and high number of learning hours spent on Coursera, that's another indicator that you have a successful program on the cards. And finally, this is sort of more of a gut feel. You will sort of hear ad hoc stories of people who will sort of be completing a lot of courses, who will then propagate and act as ambassadors and mentors for driving digital learning on campus. Your role as faculty or admins is to support them and share their journey. Finally, what we're also now seeing is a lot of questions being asked. How do I plan for next academic year? How can Coursera help me with all of that? And essentially, this is how we are sort of thinking to support you both now and during the long term. So obviously, you know that the free licenses under the Campus Response Initiative are now available till 30th of September. But this is a self-service model, and while it does have most of our content catalog, there are a lot of features that are missing from it, which are available in a full service model. And when we actually work with universities in the long run, this is the model that we sort of work with them. So what does the full service model involve? It essentially involves all of our entire catalog, plus other functionalities that are extremely essential for universities to drive digital learning on campus, such as custom curriculum mapping, private authoring. If you're using the for credit piece, I know faculty is very sort of worried about how does Coursera help with academic integrity, plagiarism detection. All of these features are built into our full service model, and that's the model that we work with universities in the long run for. And if this is of interest to you and you want to explore how we can start this conversation, please reach out to the email ID that's mentioned on the bottom left of your screen, which is campusresponse@coursera.org. And finally, before we move on to Q&A, one more poll question for you. How are you sort of planning to deliver learning to your students post COVID-19? And you'll see the options pop up on your screen in about a second now. We'll give it about maybe 20, 30 seconds. So are you looking at either a full-time learning, online learning, or do you plan to return to campus full-time? Or are you looking at a blend of both online and on-campus learning? We'll give it about 5, 10 seconds more. Okay. So looks like the overwhelming majority of you are looking at a blend of online and on-campus learning. Again, this is what we've also heard in other discussion forums as well, which makes complete sense. And that's why, again, to reiterate, this is where we can sort of really help you and deliver the full power of the Coursera platform through, our custom curriculum consulting, our customer success support, our ability to sort of map into your curriculum. And if this is something, again, that you want to explore for your campus, the email ID is mentioned on your screen. It is campusresponse@coursera.org. We'll now move on to Q&A. I know we're a little short of time, but we can quickly take maybe 1 or 2 questions.
And for anyone that has any questions, please feel free to enter that in the Q&A box. We'll give you a little bit of time here to answer any final questions that you have. We would be happy and would love to answer them live if you do have them. And while you're thinking about questions for a minute, I'm just going to go ahead and paste that campus response email address into the chat. Feel free to copy and paste and save it if that's something you'd like to reach out to us on. Okay, well, it looks like we've answered most of the questions today. It looks like we had quite a few come through, so glad we were able to have that conversation. We'll go ahead and wrap up now. Thank you so much to everyone for taking the time this morning or this evening, whatever your time zone, for joining us. We hope you found this session helpful. As a final reminder, we will be sharing out that recording as well as a few helpful links to some of the resources we shared today by email. You can expect that within your inbox within the next 48 hours. So on behalf of our entire Coursera team, thank you so much for joining us today.